Have a wonderful guest today that you're going to enjoy hearing from, Shownda Pagan. She is the CEO of Belafonte Tacolcy Center.
Yes.
And if you've not heard about it, wait until you hear what they do. It's pretty amazing. Before we start, though, I have to thank South Florida PBS. They sponsor our show every week, so a big shout out to them. Earlier today, I had Genesia Squee, their marketing and communications person, come on. They have some exciting programs, and probably some that you guys would probably enjoy with Kid Vision and different things that they do. So anyway, thank you, South Florida PBS.
Yes, thank you.
So, Shownda,
Yes.
You have a lot on your plate right now.
Yes.
And Shownda and I have a lot of stuff in common. She's actually the president of the Rotary Club of Liberty City.
The former president.
Oh, former president. Oh,
yes.
Excuse me. Got that wrong. Okay. And then she's got this huge job.
Right.
And you got into this kind of from the cruise industry to nonprofits.
Yes.
And I get it because I did kind of the same thing. So let's talk about Belafonte Tacolcy Center.
Absolutely.
Tell me what you do.
Yes, absolutely. So my job at Tacolcy is really bringing family and children together and to make sure that they have the resources that they need in order to thrive. Tacolcy has been around for 57 plus years, founded by Francis Henderson. And we got the name Belafonte because of Harry Belafonte, who had made a donation back in the 60s to really help us continue the work that we're doing at Tacolcy. Yeah. Tacolcy is an acronym, so it is the Advisory Committee of Liberty City Youth, right? Because we want to be able to tap in to what it is the children are saying that they would like to see in a nonprofit in their community.
Right.
We offer everything at Tacolcy. Like, we really think about the entire family.
Right.
We have an after-school program serving K to 5. We recently applied for a grant where we'll now be able to serve K to 8th grade. Thankfully, because of some of our sponsors and funders, we're able to also provide services for our middle school, high school kids. So that's possible because of United Way. And so when we look at the work that we're doing, we're always tapping into how can we do better, right? Are the family and children better off because of us?
Yeah.
And so that's what we did.
You were telling me how many kids you helped are in your program already?
Yes, we have over 400 students, children that we help, and then we always say students because they all come from the school district. Yeah. So we try to make sure that we tap into all the children that are in the surrounding schools, but we serve everyone. So kindergarten all the way to 12th grade, and the families, of course.
And your after-school programs, you do. Full service agency.
Full service.
It's not babysitting.
It's definitely not
like
babysitting.
Tutoring and
yes, we do homework assistance. We're required to do 2 academic supports, so homework assistance is one of them. Mm-hmm. And then we also do literacy. Literacy is one of the biggest challenges that we have in our community. Mm-hmm. So trying to make sure that children are reading at grade level. Right. And then, of course, what fun would an out-of-school program be without enrichment? So we also offer STEM, physical fitness, arts and crafts, and we offer choice, so pro-choice. Whatever they want to do on a fun Friday, we make sure that they can tap into, alternative options, right?
Do you have music and arts?
So music and arts is something that we would love. I know that is something we would love to add at Tacolcy. We really want to get into the arts. We only offer arts usually during the summertime because then we have the children with us a lot more. Right. But during the school year, we only really have them for 4 hours.
Well, no, I kind of get that. Yeah. to add something, but what fun during the summer though?
Let me tell you.
And how do you get the people you need to support the program? Do you have volunteers that come in? Do you hire people?
Yes.
How does it work?
We definitely hire staff, again, because of what we offer.
Yeah.
The volunteers do work with us, but they work with us more on the enrichment part, right? Yeah. So the physical fitness, the arts and craft, our pro-social events when we're hosting our, a year of gratitude event, giving back to the community with turkeys and a box of fixins, that type of thing. So that the volunteers do work with us on that level.
Yeah. So, but I was thinking if you decide you wanted to offer a music program or whatever, people from different colleges and high schools can come. And,
Definitely.
Yeah.
We welcome everyone at Tacolcy. We're always
Yeah.
looking for volunteers who have expertise in certain skill sets. And if they do, we're open to having them come on board and participate either during our pro-social events or even during our after-school settings. And obviously during the summer, because we have the children for such a long period of time. We literally have them for like 8 hours during the summertime. Yes. And we're very happy to also host the children during spring break, because most places close during spring break, and
Yes.
teacher planning days.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's
yes.
really huge.
Yes.
So when you've got them all day, do you breakfast, lunch?
Definitely. We provide breakfast for our students, lunch, and snacks.
No, and I can see that that would be an easy way for different nonprofits to help out by just saying, okay, we'll sponsor lunch this week,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. And at Tacolcy, we actually even have a food pantry.
Oh, you do?
Yes, and that was made possible by our partners, the Key Biscayne Community Foundation, the Chief Fresh Foundation.
Oh my gosh!
So we literally
I remember
on
when
site.
they started. Well, I came from the Coral Gables Community Foundation.
Okay.
And when they started the Key Biscayne one,
Yes.
they had me come over and help them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a small world, right?
How funny! So Key Biscayne is helping you out.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah. So you haven't tapped into the Coral Gables?
Not yet, but listen, I learned so much about the Coral Gable group that I would love to partner with you and see how we can definitely make an impact in our community.
Well, I'm not there anymore.
Oh.
Oh no! I'm still involved.
Okay.
But they have a wonderful leader, Mary Snow.
Yeah.
And they do so much great stuff in our community. And actually, they support the Coral Gables Women's Club Dental Clinic, which I was telling you
Yes.
might be a good source for your kids.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for back to school.
Yeah.
We take that opportunity to make sure children are connected to health and wellness opportunities. So the dental opportunity would definitely be one that could
And
benefit them.
I know there are other groups out there doing dental stuff. There's mobile vans.
That's
there's all
correct.
kind of stuff. So
That's correct.
It's interesting to find out how many people are out there doing such good things.
Because the service is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but let's talk about you, because you started with NCL, one of my favorite cruise lines, by the way, because I've been on a lot of their ships.
Yes.
I went on was the new one,
I've been so out of touch with them. I haven't cruised with Norwegian Cruise Line in forever.
Isn't the Viva coming up?
I don't know.
It's a new one. Oh, you need
Shame
to
on
check
me.
into that.
I know.
Yeah, I know. They're like amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I love Norwegian Cruise Line. Gave them 13 years of my life. It was a very great experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you can tap into them for a cruise.
Hello.
Have a fundraiser, have a raffle,
Absolutely.
or a chance.
Absolutely.
You're not supposed to say raffle anymore. You're supposed to say chance.
Right.
Would you like to buy a chance? Or would you like to make a donation and we'll give you an opportunity to win something?
That's right.
That's the wording we need to use, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So you went from cruise line, and then what did you decide to do next?
Well, I wanted to be able to provide service. My heart and my passion has just been helping the community. And so while the cruise industry was great and amazing, I got to travel, see a lot, learn a lot, I was missing something. I wanted to be connected to the community. And so I then transitioned to Center for Positive Connection and worked with also Empower You, helping families really remove the stigma around HIV/AIDS, right? So it was more about education and prevention, not so much intervention, right? A lot of times we do intervention, but we don't think about education and prevention. And so that
You get it early on. You don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
And so that was such an impactful work for me. And through that work, I met Kalinthia Nunnally, who had worked with the health department through a SISTA initiative, which is helping women, especially women of color, remove the stigmas around HIV/AIDS and learning about love and self-efficacy.
Yeah.
And she, at that time, was working with another organization called Miami Children's Initiative, a community-based organization. And I was like, okay, well, let me try this out.
Is that part of the Children's Trust?
Well, yes, they are one of the benefactors of funds from the Children's Trust, yes.
Right.
And so I worked there with Cecilia Gutierrez, who was the president and CEO at the time. And let me tell you, the work that we were doing in Liberty City in these 4 zip codes that are they deal with so many disparities.
So underserved.
Right.
Yeah.
Was heartfelt for me. Like, it was heartwarming. And I was like, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be connected. And then, of course, fast forward, here I am at Belafonte Tacolcy Center, another nonprofit organization in Liberty City.
Once you get involved in nonprofit work, it sucks you in.
You don't go back.
Yeah, it's hard.
You don't go back. Corporate what? No. Nonprofit is beautiful.
I work for the newspaper, but, I still have my...
Yeah.
I'm still doing all my nonprofit work, yeah. So I get where you're coming from, but it's so much more rewarding.
It is much more rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so now you have to use all the contacts you made when you were in the corporate world.
Right.
To get those people, recruit those people to help you now.
Yes.
And how's it working out for you?
It's been working out. Right now at Belafonte Tacolcy Center, we have about 67 partner organizations, both from the corporate sector as well as the nonprofit sector, and even the health providers, right? Your insurance companies,
Well, we were supposed to have
Aetna, right?
Yeah, Jennifer from Aetna, the CEO of their Better Health? Aetna Better Health, whatever.
Yes, initiative.
Yeah,
and they are amazing. They've been with me at the beginning in 2020 when I was hired at Tacolcy.
Right.
They've showed up at every pro-social event that I've had. They definitely help us with feeding the community, especially during the time of COVID.
And then, tough time for everybody.
Yeah, and they've just been connected to the community. And last year in December, they reached out and heard about our canvassing project that we were doing, where we're literally
you were telling me going
door to door and meeting families where they are at and letting them know all the resources that are available, not just from Belafonte Tacolcy Center, but from our partner organizations.
Yeah.
And when Aetna heard about this, they said, we have to invest in this. And so last year in December, they awarded us $25,000 to be able to continue doing this work. To date, we've knocked on 800 doors, and the goal is to knock on about 1,000 by December. So I think we're making good.
And how do you go about that? Do you do it like on Saturday, Sunday?
So we usually do it during the week.
During the week.
Mm-hmm. And we're looking to open it up to Saturdays because most families are home on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
thinking.
we'll do it during the weekday, during the daytime, or in the evening, and we do it with the staff. But what's great about our canvassing is we also do it with the partner organizations.
You were telling me the police.
So the police officers go with us. The different organizations that are at the table go with us. The health departments go with us. Like anyone who's at our table through our We Care Collaborative Table Initiative, they definitely go with us.
About 4 or 5 people together?
Yes. So what we do is we make an announcement.
People are like, what the heck?
No, but
Who
actually,
the heck is investing?
But here, listen, the community receives it well.
I bet.
To see the police department in collaboration with us, not pulling them over, but seeing them knocking on the door and sharing the resources and really meeting the families where they're at, that is amazing. So the families, when we knock on their door, really love it. They love to see the people that are invested in them knocking on their door and providing them services.
It's interesting at Rotary. Speaking of Rotary, we had a speaker who was with the FBI, recently retired, and he was saying how they went out into the community and knocked on doors, to help with the drug issue in our community. And he said we had to go. We went to everybody's door.
Right.
We didn't go because we didn't want somebody to think,
Right.
oh, you're squealing or whatever.
Right.
But he said the response from people was so positive that they were so happy that somebody cared enough to knock on their door.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they feel the same way about you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the community at first, they see the park and they're like, oh, it's
leery?
just... Well, no, like they the thing is, we go in uniform, right? So we go with our logo, branded shirts. We're walking around with all these canvas bags. And, when we approach with, with love, with welcoming. Like, we're like, hey, we're Belafonte Tacolcy Center. Have you heard of us? They're like, yeah, the park. We're like, no, we're not just a park. We're more than that. We're a community-based organization that really provides services for you. Okay. And so we invite them to come and tour. We invite them to come learn more about what we do. And then we also share resources from other organizations, right? So we're not selfish. We want to make sure that the community knows all of the services that are available in the community.
Absolutely. So it's so nice, though, that you're able to integrate all those people and all those organizations for a common goal and helping those people. Yeah. And you say, how many acres is it on?
It's 3.5 acres of land.
So that's a nice piece of land.
It's a beautiful piece of land.
And is it 62 and 62? Is that
It's 6161 Northwest 9th Avenue, Miami, Florida 33127.
Yeah.
Right off the highway.
And if people want to help, whether it be volunteers or money or product or in-kind services, how do they go about it? And what do you most need right now, would you think?
So you're talking about the arts, right? One of the things one of the things that we really want to do is bring more arts to Tacolcy, visual arts, like this. Like when I walked in here in the studio, I was like, oh my God, the children would love this. So just bringing.
Well, you're welcome to. Bring them on a field trip.
Oh, that would be beautiful, right?
Wouldn't it be fun?
Yes,
oh,
yes.
Yeah, you should do that.
So exposing them to this type of enrichment opportunities, right? So we're definitely interested in the arts. We're always never short of food, right? So anyone who wants to donate food to our pantry, to our programs, we're always welcoming that. And volunteering. A lot of the things that we do at Tacolcy is really volunteer-based. We've been very successful with Days of Service through our partnership collaborations, where the partners will come out, they'll paint for us, they'll help us with the garden, they'll help us with cleaning up. Yes, they'll help us with the kids. So if you ask me, Shownda, what are like your top 3 things, it definitely is to launch a full year-round arts program, not just in the summer. To also provide food for our families through the pantry. So if you want to donate canned goods, we welcome that. And of course, your day of service, right? If you want to be able to share your time, talent, and treasure, we'll welcome that as well. To get in touch with Tacolcy, I work with my amazing Andrea, who is my partner relation and volunteer person. You can email her at amore@tacolcy.org.
AMOORE
at Tacolcy, TACOLCY.org. Or call our office at 305-751-1295 and ask to be connected with her, and she will make sure that you are tapping into what it is you want to do at Belafonte Tacolcy Center.
Right. So in your years with the center, what is like maybe the funniest thing that's happened? Do you have anything you can think of?
I'm trying to think, like, what is the funniest thing that has happened at Belafonte Tacolcy Center? Funniest thing. Let me see. What's the funniest thing? Okay, so we have peacocks on our property, right? And it's like, where did they come from? It's like one day we were there, the next day there was no peacocks, one day there was peacocks. And
they make noise.
And they make a lot of noise. And so right now we have a family. So it's a mom, a dad, and a boy. And we had like 3 babies, and all of a sudden we were looking down to 1. So the mystery at Tacolcy is, where did the other 2 little peacocks go? So it was the mystery for us. Like, what happened to the 2 babies that were
away?
We don't know. We're like, did somebody take them? We know that, and nothing bad happened, but somebody had to have taken them. Just because, peacocks are really cute. But that was like the most funniest thing. For like weeks, we were trying to figure out like what happened to the other 2 peacocks that were here.
So maybe if anybody is listening out there and they know,
let us know where our 2 peacocks
what
are.
happened to your peacocks. Oh my gosh. Maybe somebody wanted them for the feathers.
You never know. And they have beautiful feathers. Well, the male do. Yeah.
You could have used those for your art project.
There you go.
Okay. So what was the most heartwarming thing?
At Tacolcy, I think
you probably have a lot of them.
Yeah. I think the most heartwarming thing for us is that we had a family, mother of 5 children, who unfortunately was unhoused. And through one of our programs, which is our Easter event, she was there with her kids. And she happened to be at the center, and I was there. And we just started having a conversation, and she shared how she had challenges and didn't know where to go. And interestingly enough, she didn't know who I was. And so she's having like this long conversation about, her challenges and what can she do and where can she put her children. By the end of the conversation, we were able to place her in a temporary housing. We were able to find an after-school program for her 2 children. And fast forward, she stayed connected with us. She also worked and didn't have a place where she can access the computer and Wi-Fi. So we gave her a space at our center so that she can actually keep her job. And fast forward, not too long ago last year, she came in and celebrated and showed us the video of her opening the door to her new house with her children. That That is what we work for. This is
wow.
why we do what we do at Belafonte Tacolcy Center.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about it just gives me a little more, but it's the most amazing thing. Yeah.
No, whenever you can affect somebody's life like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her children, like it was heartwarming.
And how old were the children?
They range anywhere between middle school age to high school.
Wow. And they were homeless?
They were homeless.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so tough.
Yeah.
So do you have a lot of people that are in those situations?
Especially now. So that is the biggest challenge that we have.
It's so expensive.
Everything
to
has
live
gone
here.
up. Everything has gone up. So we have we're seeing a lot more unhoused than we have in the last, 10, I've seen in the last 10, 15 years of doing the work in, Liberty City. But right now, that is the hardship. There are a lot of people that are unhoused, and we just have to figure out a way to provide place for people to stay.
Well,
especially it's single moms. Like you have single moms with children, they're in their cars or under the highway. We just have to, as a community, come together and figure out how do we solve that problem.
Absolutely, yeah. And living in their car is not that.
It's
great.
not safe at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. So how do are you working? Well, there's so many people working with the homeless.
Right.
Issue. And you've got your plate full just taking care of them after school.
Right. After school, we do care coordination where we're helping families with job assistance, with financial literacy, with mental health services. Like Tacolcy really takes care of the family from a holistic perspective. Yeah. And the unhoused is a population that we work with. It's just that there's not enough shelters. There's not enough homes for people to be able to stay in. We just have to figure that part out. And I don't know what the answer to that is yet, but we have to figure it out.
So T. Willard Fair, he has a housing complex, right? Mm-hmm. So that they need more of that kind of thing?
I think that's the thing. I think we need more apartments or housing, right? For people to, we have enough land. Like you drive all over and there's like these vacant lands. Yeah. So I think we have the land to be able to house people. I just think we're not developing them quick enough, right? So we need to have, and again, we were talking about this kind of like prevention versus intervention thing.
Right.
We need to be preventative, right? How do we make sure that people are not becoming homeless and worrying about, putting them in a hotel?
And if they're homeless, it's hard to get a job.
Exactly.
Because you don't have an address.
There's a lot of things. You can't get a job. When you're unhoused, like what's your primary school area? Where do kids go to school, right? So it's a lot of things that goes into that.
Yeah.
And so we're just not developing properties quick enough to put people in.
Yeah. So that's got to be a major issue for
I think for a lot of community-based organizations, we're all facing that right now.
But it's not your job necessarily. It's your job to bring it
to their attention. Yeah. So it's definitely a call to action to our city and local officials and county officials to see what can be done.
And even if you could get part of the funding to do it and say, listen, match it. We'll raise the money, but you match it.
Right.
Kind of thing. Right. That's always I found in the nonprofit world.
Yeah, it's an opportunity.
Whenever you can tell them there's a 2-for-1 match or something, people are like, well,
to make it happen.
If I give $100, it'll be $300.
Right.
If I give $2,000, it'll be $600.
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So So, believe it or not, we're almost through.
Oh yeah.
So I want you to tell me what you most want to get out to the community about Tacolcy and how they can best help you.
Okay. So what we really want is Tacolcy needs to be in every single house, right? We want everyone to know if you need something, Belafonte Tacolcy Center is there for you. It doesn't matter what it is. We provide every resource possible. You can knock on our door. We're open from 9 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. in the evening. And there's nothing that you need that we can't provide, honestly. And if we can't provide it, we're connected to other organizations that can help. Yeah. What we need is more people championing the necessary programs that are necessary in communities like Liberty City. So, making sure that we have food pantries that are full, right, that are able to continue feeding the families. We want to make sure, like I said, that we're providing enrichment opportunities that are great for our kids, right? So arts and crafts, the arts program would be a great program to offer at Tacolcy. And then also volunteering. I think people always want to find a place to connect. They just don't know where. trust me, Tacolcy has a lot of things for you to do. So
Well, you know, it's interesting because in your community, I think once people start volunteering that have never volunteered before, they'll get it.
they come back.
And you'll get more.
Yeah,
They'll come back.
they come
for
back,
Sure.
yeah.
But also, it gives them a sense of there's a certain dignity involved in being able to give.
Yeah.
Even if you don't give, you don't have the money to give.
Your time is just as much value
Exactly.
as the money. Yeah.
Exactly. But it does give them a sense of purpose.
It does.
And like some kind of dignity that maybe they didn't have before.
And that's what drew me to nonprofit. So
Yeah, I know.
definitely.
Yeah, we're
We're the same.
got it. We understand.
Yes. So
my
yeah, so
gosh.
definitely reach out to us. You know, there isn't a thing that you can come up with that we don't have a place to put you, right? If you want to do something at Tacolcy,
Yeah, we're gonna find a niche for
we'll
you.
We'll find a niche. There's definitely something for everyone.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, Andrea is the best point of contact. She's really amazing with our partners and our volunteers. We do a lot of pro-social events, back to school drives, Thanksgiving drives, Christmas drives.
Yeah.
So it's whatever draws your attention to the work, to making yourself feel whole. We do everything. So just
Yeah.
reach out to us and get connected.
And if people throughout the community, if they say, "Hey, listen, we'd love to do a drive for you, but we have, you know, maybe it's a women's club that has a lot of older people,
Mm-hmm.
and we can't deliver. Do you have people that can come and pick up?
we can
stuff?"
definitely make
And
arrangements.
then I was wondering about for food. Do restaurants help you out?
Yeah, we listen.
Because I know sometimes that's an issue that you can't.
Not at all.
Yeah.
We again during COVID, and I keep beating COVID up because a lot of places were closed during COVID.
Yeah.
Key Biscayne Community Foundation and the village of Key Biscayne came through for us. All the restaurants took turns rotating.
Is that right?
Every day
Wow.
for 3 days per week throughout the entire COVID period to provide hot meals for our families.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
Yes.
So you want to name the restaurants?
Well, there were so many.
Shut
I can't,
up,
and I don't want
you
to
don't
miss
wanna
any.
leave one out.
I don't want to miss anyone and have
Yeah.
anyone feeling kind
Oh
of
my
way. But
God.
it was truly the support of the
That had to be hard.
key. It was it was warm,
Warm fuzzy.
fuzzy. I was like, I cannot believe that these restaurants would take the time out of their busy schedules to make sure that they were feeding our kids, and they delivered the food, hot meals to our families 3 times a week. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, I have one of my clients, Chef Chris Valdez. He did, 5,000 meals to healthcare workers, to emergency rooms, to, and then the Flippany is
Yes,
another
I'm
one of
familiar
Feeding
with Flippany.
South Florida.
Yes.
And there are so many good organizations out there.
There were.
Yeah.
And still is.
Yeah,
right?
no, absolutely.
Still is.
No, it's ongoing because the need for food.
And it never ends. Never ends.
Especially with the rising cost. Every time you go to the store, it's, I don't know,
Yeah.
I can't get out without spending $40 or $50, and I live alone.
Right. I'm averaging about $200 at the store when I'm leaving.
When the family's coming over, it's $100 easy.
Yeah. A carton of milk,
So-
$6.
Yeah. But can you imagine if you're only making $400 a week or
Yeah.
something? How does somebody manage?
And you have to make a decision. Do you buy food?
And then they start eating unhealthy stuff.
Right. Do you buy
Because
food or
the
do you keep
least
the lights?
healthy stuff is
it's
the least expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Healthy is never inexpensive, right?
No,
So,
it never.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think that gardening is one of the things that I would encourage you to, because I garden myself.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to garden in South Florida.
It is.
Yeah.
And we
so
definitely
how
have.
big is your garden?
It's pretty big. We have a big garden. We just need the garden to be a garden year round, right? So again, back to that question of, what can volunteers do? If someone has a green thumb and they want to help with our gardening project, it's year round. That gardening project can actually become part of our out of school program, right? So the children can learn about horticulture and agriculture. So that's another opportunity for volunteers to really participate.
I know. When my granddaughter was going to Miami Christian School, they actually made those elevated planters, and the kids actually planted all the stuff.
Right.
And then they sold it.
Right. Well, that's what we wanted. We
Each twig for $1.
Yeah, we were trying to can we
right.
just have the kids plant something like collard greens, for example, and then Thanksgiving they harvest those, and that would be nice, right?
Do you know what? I just planted okra. That son of a gun. I've already got okra.
Yeah, okra's fast growing.
Fast.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy some more of that. And And then just spices.
Right.
Because spices are always good to
Spices are
have.
easy. Herbs are easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then you could sell them or send them home with the
Send
parents.
them home. Yeah. Send them home with the kids and the family. Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. Like, hey, Mom, I grew this.
Right.
Kind of
Right.
thing. So, okay, we've got 51 seconds to go.
Yes.
It went quick, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank you.
I am so happy you came.
Thank you.
So delighted to meet you. Again, thank you, South Florida PBS, for sponsoring our show. And everybody out there, stay safe, be kind, make a difference, like this beautiful woman here.
Thank you.
Okay, and until next time, have a great week.
You do the same. Thank you.
You too, honey.